And yeah, all right, so we'll get started. I appreciate everyone coming on, especially the inductees, but also members of our board, members of the selection committee, big supporters of mine and the Hall of Fame. So just thanks for everyone for being here. We usually do the press conference in person, and we usually do the induction in person. Obviously, the way things have gone with the pandemic, we want to continue to keep people safe. And we're doing everything virtual, but I also didn't want to kick it off another year, and not have something. So we're going to do that on May 12th at 7 p.m. on Facebook Live. It'll be a live production. Anybody can get it, no matter if you have Facebook or not. And we'll have links available for Twitter, swipe up items on Instagram, able to be watched after the fact as well. There'll be pictures, some videos, some highlights, tributes to people that we've lost in the last couple of years from our Hall of Fame family. And also, as you know, it's the combination of the class of 20 and the class of 21. So there's 30 plus people, all different sports, administrators, athletes, people that played pro, people that were incredible at college and high school. So a real great arrangement of people that have done so much to represent our county and our hometowns. And I'm just looking forward to getting through and actually having our event, whether virtual or not. So today is a way for everyone that is being inducted in the new class of 21 to share what they're thinking and feeling about the honor, the people that helped get them there, family, friends, coaches. And so, take a couple minutes one at a time, and we'll have you, give thanks to whoever you'd like to, and say whatever you like about your sporting past or future. And so we'll roll it like that. And looking forward to that, hearing from each of you. And so we'll go in alphabetical order, and she's not here, but I just, I'll give her the due of her bio and everything she's achieved. So Karen Ferguson is the head women's soccer coach at Louisville. She was a member of the U.S. women's national soccer team before that was even mainstream. So Allie Long, who was inducted technically in 2020, she's getting honored on that same May 12th night. Everyone knows Allie Long. Everybody knows the women's team now. Karen was on it before it was mainstream. And so she went to Sachem, she went to UConn, she was an All-American in high school and college, and now she's coaching All-Americans as big-time Division I women's soccer coach. So we're excited to induct Karen Ferguson Days, and looking forward to seeing her on the 12th. So next up is Jason Fraser. I know you just messaged me. You're doing a little bit of multitasking here. So are you able to talk, Jason, while you're walking around there, or should I just come back to you here? He's rushing around. All right, we'll come back to Jason because I don't want to have him rush. Randy Gibbons, so from one Amityville star to another. Randy was just an incredible athlete in high school, and then at Florida State, and then on a national and international level. Just one of the best track and field athletes, not just in Long Island, but in New York State history, which he did in the 80s for the Olympics and the World Games, the Pan Am Games, the NCAA championships. And it's really, really difficult to replicate her resume on track and field and what she's represented for our county. We're thrilled to have you inducted this year. So Randy, take it away. Let us know, what this honor means for you.
Oh, well, first of all, thank you, Chris, for that beautiful introduction. Wow, I sound like the Academy Awards or something. And I just want to, first of all, give honor and also thanks to the other inductees. Congratulations to them as well. And I would also want to thank the selection committee as well as the board for bestowing this great honor on me and on my career. And I really appreciate being acknowledged and recognized this year and for the past accomplishments that I've been able to achieve. And I would like to thank my family and friends, my parents, my sister, my niece and nephew, my brother-in-law, and all of the friends and colleagues that have helped me to become the athlete that I am. I still work out. I don't do as intensive, but whenever I work out and I think about where I've come from, and I always appreciate everything that has been bestowed on me. And I'm also so grateful to New York. New York has always been kind to me from high school, even from junior high, as well as the county of Suffolk. And Amityville has always been my heart. So I appreciate and I give honor to all those and that have supported me throughout the years. Thank you for this great honor and privilege.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And congrats. I look forward to formally inducting you on May 12th. Next up is Tony Guido, Rocky Point native, All-American, All-Ivy lacrosse player at Yale. When you think about Yale lacrosse, even to this day, you think about his incredible ability in net as one of the top goalies in the country. Just literally the top Division I goalie in America. And that honor at that time, those years ago, has stuck with him. And we're extremely proud to induct him, not only as an incredible lacrosse player, but he was a champion in soccer and lacrosse at Rocky Point. So his days as a prep athlete, still resonate all these years later. So congrats, Tony, and we're happy to have you say a couple words. Oh, you're muted. You're muted. Still muted. Can you hear us? You're muted. Yeah. Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're not muted, but we still don't hear you. Yeah.
How about now?
Yeah, perfect.
There it is.
Go for it. Yep.
There we go. Good thing I'm tech savvy. I was better at stopping balls than I was at computers. Anyway, congratulations to the other inductees. And I want to thank the board and the selection committee for this great honor. It was quite a surprise and quite a great honor to be recognized after all the accomplishments. I was very lucky in my athletic career. I got to play on some great teams. I got to play for some great coaches like Mike Bowler and Al Ellis, and great teammates. Scott Ray is among them, his brother Jeff, John Reese, and Keith Osick, and other inductees in the Suffolk County Sports Hall of Fame, which I am proudly standing side by side with now. And sports in Suffolk County, sports in particular, have been my life. I've coached youth throughout my child's entire youth. We coached, Scott and I also coached travel ball together. I've been involved at the Yale University level since I graduated, starting up their alumni association and taking that to what is now one of the only fully endowed lacrosse programs in the country. I was part of the selection committee to choose Andy Shea, who, as other lacrosse fans know, went on to win the national championship a few years ago. So sports and lacrosse and athletics have been a huge part of my life, and I'm just so proud to be part of this organization. I just don't know what else to say. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Congrats. And again, looking forward to May 12th to making it official. Next up, when I told the committee that Val James wasn't yet in the Suffolk Sports Hall of Fame, I said, this is way long overdue. And I only took over the hall a few years ago, but Val's legacy and everything he's meant for the game of hockey and inspiring the current and next generation of Black hockey players, first Black American to play in the NHL. Like, you could say that 10 times in a row, and it's profound. It means more for certain people in this country from the historical perspective, but really from the future-facing aspect of what he means for the game. Hop Hog native, Toronto Maple Leafs, Buffalo Sabres. His book, Black Ice, is an incredible chronicle of everything that he's achieved and overcame. And just so honored that you're going to be, an inductee of our Suffolk Sports Hall of Fame, Val. So we'd love to hear you talk about the honor.
Well, first off, I want to say thank you to the committee and to all the people that voted me in, and congratulations to all the people that are being inducted this year and that have been inducted. Now, it's an incredible honor to be chosen for such a thing, especially since all of us who are inducted went out and achieved things that probably at that time were thought to be impossible. Now, I hope that everything that I've done is an inspiring effort for everyone that's to come behind me. Now, this was a pretty long road, and there were quite a few bumps, but I gotta say that I'm pretty proud of the American people for how they stepped up and were actually supporting me, even though at that time supporting anyone of another color would be pretty detrimental to their probably family and careers. Now, with that said, I'm still working with some of the kids and trying to inspire with the National Hockey League and also with the Buffalo Sabres and with the Toronto Maple Leafs, as well as some of the organizations that are right here in the neighborhood that I live in right now, which is up in Niagara Falls, Canada. That's where my wife is from, so we ended up settling here. We were in Long Island for a bit, but she couldn't take it. But that's history. Again, I just like to say thank you and congratulations to all the other inductees, and keep up the good work. I think that representing Suffolk County and thanking all the people in Suffolk County who were able to have us achieve the accomplishments that we have done over the years is incredible. And I want to thank the people and thank all the coaches, my family, all my friends who endured a lot of stuff so that I could prevail, and all the coaches and players that I played with over the years. They were incredible. There's always people that you don't like, but a lot of the people didn't like me because of my color. They didn't like me because of the strength that I showed in the game and in life. And thank you again, Chris, for the honor. And that's it for me.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Rohan Murphy, East Islip native, an incredibly decorated wrestler, just lives and breathes overcoming obstacles. And he shares those stories now as a motivational speaker and a physical presence too, as you can see there. Just an incredible person with a great message. And, he could be a Hall of Famer just based on his wrestling career, but he's a Hall of Famer based on what he's overcome and what he means to everybody looking at him as an example for overcoming those obstacles. And so it's just a great honor that we get to induct you, Rohan, and we're happy to hear you talk about the honor.
Thank you. First and foremost, thank you to the community, to the board for allowing me to be in this very prestigious group, the Hall of Fame for Suffolk County. And it all goes back to when I was in middle school. I was very lucky, very fortunate to have a 8th grade physical education teacher by the name of Mr. Ron Croto, who happened to be our middle school wrestling coach. One day he came out to me in class. I'll never forget that day, comes running inside the room, big smile on his face. And he says to me, "Ro, I know you love sports and I think I found a sport for you." And I said, "Oh yeah, what's that, coach?" He said, "I think you could wrestle." I'm like, "Wrestle?" And he said, "Yeah, you could wrestle, bro." And I asked him, "Well, coach, if I don't have legs, how in the world could I wrestle?" He said, "It'll be easy." He said, "I would just have to somehow wheel myself out onto the mat, jump on the mat, grab kids' legs and take them down." I told him, "Coach, you're crazy. Thanks for no thanks." But the great thing about Coach, what really made him special, not only as a teacher or an administrator in the school, but what made him special as a human being was that he didn't give up on me. He did not give up on me. And finally, he got me to try the sport of wrestling. I fell in love with it. And I went on to wrestle in high school in the East Islip, went on to wrestle Division I in college at Penn State University. And now I'm a motivational speaker. I primarily speak at schools all across the country. Right now, I've spoken at schools in 42 different states. So hopefully nice. I'll get to the last 8 states someday soon, make it all 50. And I tell people all the time, wrestling for me just wasn't a sport. It was more than that. For me, wrestling, it was a purpose. My 8th grade phys ed teacher, he gave me a purpose in life, something to look forward to after school every day, something to strive for, something to really put a lot of work into and develop as not only a wrestler, but as a human being as well. And I think through that purpose in life, I gained a passion for the sport of wrestling. I love the sport of wrestling. It was all I thought about, all I wanted to do in high school. I didn't care about being popular, hanging out with friends. I just wanted to wrestle. I wanted to improve. And through that passion in life, it gave me a different perspective on things. And I think when you really look at your lives, it's all about perspective, the way you view your life. What type of outlook are you going to have? Are you going to be optimistic or are you going to be pessimistic? And I think wrestling really gave me a different perspective on life. And it's why I have that unique perspective, why I could go to schools and share my story with so many students across the country. So once again, thank you for this great honor. And I can't wait to meet you all in person someday. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. True. Next up is John Paci. from Huntington, long before the days of Jack Cohen starring as a Division I quarterback. John Paci was an all Big Ten quarterback at Indiana, 3-year starter, captain. He led the Hoosiers to 3 bowl games. Then he played with the Jets and the Redskins, being one of those rare people to go and play as an NFL quarterback from Long Island, from Suffolk County. It's not all about Boomer Esiason. John Paci also did reach the highest level of that sport. Then he also played in Barcelona and Frankfurt in the World Football League, and that he works in finance today, but just an incredible journey from Huntington to today. Also, really appreciates his hometown, his community. He's very involved in Huntington, and he's proud of where he grew up, and we're proud to induct you into the Hall of Fame, John. So happy to hear, what your thoughts on the honor.
Well, Chris, thank you. And, I'd like to thank the Suffolk County Hall of Fame. And, I see so many familiar faces on this Zoom today. Pete and Tom, you've been special to me over the years and mentors. And, I think when you look back on your career and, obviously this is a great honor, and the people that have been inducted into the Suffolk County Hall of Fame before me, there's a few mentors I'd like to say. Charlie Ford, one of the original inductees, has been a mentor to me my whole life. The late Lou Gianni was a coach at Huntington High School. Very special to watch him over his years. But I think the coaches that I was around my whole career and how they instilled a work ethic in me and a determination never to lose, I think not only helped me with my career, but helped me, with what I do today, competing, I think around some of the smartest minds in the world. When I look back at Joe Lucy, who was the coach at Huntington High School for a number of years when I was a ball boy there at 2 years old, and then I was fortunate enough to play for my dad and, my idol in life. He was the man that I played for. He was the head coach at Huntington. He is still, my best friend, but what he taught me in life, I could never give back what he taught me. It was his work ethic, and it wasn't just talking about work ethic. It was his example. And, I try to instill that. I have 3 kids. I try to instill that work ethic into my kids. And I try to instill that, when we give back to the community, whether it's, here in New York City or back in Huntington where I live. I'm a Blue Devil through and through. It is in my heart. And hopefully for a long time, I'll be able to give back to Huntington, its community, and Suffolk County, because it's truly, I think, a special place to live, grow up, and, hopefully I'll be there the rest of my life.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Jason, you were ready to go? Okay, awesome. Well, Jason Fraser, Amityville legend, had a great career at Villanova. Obviously, he had some injuries. I wanted to say it was a legendary career, but you know what? He's one of the first main recruits that Jay Wright ever had to help put Villanova on the map before they started to win national championships. And there was never a bigger name, on Long Island when it came to prep basketball. What he was able to achieve at Amityville with Jack Agostino, who was so much in his corner to help get inducted to this Hall of Fame. And then, having the stint with Phoenix and coaching today and working with kids today. I mean, the way basketball has helped shape Jason's life, and where Jason has sat in this, world of sort of basketball history here. Now, he's a Hall of Famer here, and it means the world to us. And we're proud of you, and we're honored to have you in our Hall of Fame. So we'd love to hear your thoughts on what the honor means for you, Jason.
It means so much. And let me first say thank you to the board and all those who voted to have me inducted in this class. I want to congratulate everybody who is here on this call and all the inductees, and also your family that supported you as well. A lot of the times when we think about our careers and we think about our accomplishments, we just solely focus on the work that was done. And what helped me, I tend to look at the examples that was always laid out. And Rohan doesn't know, but when we were in high school together in our respective sports around the same time, and he was someone that I watched. It was something that was inspirational for me. In addition to that, each and every one of you guys on here, you have no clue. You have no clue the impact that you have on generation that went to school with you or that play professionally along with you, as well as the impact that you have on the generations to come. Because it's each and every one of you, there's multiple people on Long Island that inspired me, that gave me the inspiration to be great, the inspiration to continue to push on. And it's just such an honor to be a part of this club of the Suffolk County Hall of Fame. And in addition to all that is of Suffolk, you know, all the greatness that's within it, and misgivings of, I know you know Reynold Hawkins. I tell Coach, you can mark my words, I tell Coach Hawkins all the time, I'm humbled by the greatness of all the athletes and all the individuals, and more important, just all the individuals in terms of character. A lot of people always look at me and they say, oh, you're tall. And my line is, people think I stand tall because I'm 6'9". I stand tall because I stand on the shoulders of all of those that came before me. I stand on the shoulders of that underneath it have the legs and the foundation that was so strong to build such a heritage, such a tradition on Long Island. And again, I think what makes Suffolk County, I think what makes Long Island great is it's not just only the accomplishments, but it's the way we go about doing so. It's the character that we do it with. And again, it's just an honor. And I thank, again, all of you individuals here. I thank the board, I thank the voters, and I thank my family, my wife, for those that supported me. And the journey's not over. You know, there's much more to come. That's not only for me, that's for everybody else. Our sport or our gift is nothing more than it provides the platform for us to really share who we are and to share our life's purpose. So whatever that may lead us, whatever professional field that may lead us in terms of business or the arts or the craft, that's nothing more than a platform for the special, unique ability that each and every one of us have in us to share with the world. God bless you all, and thanks for giving me the moment to speak.
Incredible. I feel the same way about the entire Hall of Fame. There's 325 people that have now been inducted, or you know, including this class coming up. And we do it for them, and we do it for the future of the people that we inspire by using all of your legacies to help tell these stories and impact thousands of people more. So you couldn't have put it any better, Jason. Joe Reilly, the resume is just wild. The numbers are insane. It's as if like you don't have time to live a full life because you're always coaching. The 3 seasons, the summer camps and training and lifting, and it's just nonstop. It's one of the sort of bulkiest resumes of track and field coaching, definitely not just on Long Island, but in New York. And I would say we could put it up against anybody in the country or the Northeast, because it's decades upon decades of building an incredible track program at Longwood that constantly wins. You know, from the county titles to the team championships to the individual accolades, all Americans and state titles from teams and from individuals. It's plentiful. So you've left your mark on literally thousands of student athletes and built up that program into what people fear as, you know, somebody as a formidable opponent, you know, in track and field. So Joe, congrats, and happy to hear you talk about the honor.
Thank you very much. I am very humbled to be in this class and to be in the Hall of Fame. It's something that I guess when you're a coach or an athlete, you don't really think about, and then it happens and you're truly overjoyed. And I am humbled. Before I talk and say my thanks to everybody, just a quick side note, being around for a long time, I got to see Randy Givens run. I got to see Jason Fraser, which people don't realize is he also did track and field at when he was at Amityville. And a funny story about that, he was competing at the St. Anthony's Invitational, big meet, and his amazing career in basketball, but the track athletes were going to him and asking him then in high school for his autograph. So it was quite a sight at that time. And I always felt that he was such an amazing person, the way he dealt with everybody at such a young age. What a great experience, and well deserved to see him in, and all the honorees. As everybody said, being in the Hall of Fame is all about thanking the people who got you there. So I wrote down some things because I didn't want to forget. And of course, to start, I really want to thank my wife, Karen, my two girls, Lisa and Danielle. They have been my support throughout my whole career. My parents for instilling me a strong work ethic. My coaches over the years, Jerry Curley, Bernard Hansen, Kevin Bullock, Victor Archibald, Mike Cohen, Doug Rowenbeck, Mike Santarpia. Sounds like a lot of guys, but over 40 years, it's only really two groups that have been with me most of the whole time. These guys made me look good for over 40 years, and I can't thank them enough. The reason I'm here, my athletes, you're the reason this happened. You did all the hard work. You won all the titles. You took me along for the ride. Excuse me. I can never repay you for our time together, and I loved every minute I shared with you. My high school coaches, I was blessed. Hopefully I couldn't screw this up. I went to Centeridge High School and competed for two Hall of Fame coaches, Harry Schneider and Bob Berkeley. Both were inducted a couple of years ago. Phenomenal coaches, and laid a nice groundwork for me to move into coaching. And the reason I really became a phys ed teacher and a coach. My college coach was Dick Hessian when I went to Suffolk Community College. He was a great guy, a great coach, and we lost him way too soon. I want to thank my athletic directors, especially Mr. Don Webster, who hired me as a PE teacher and a coach. So he can tell you all the good and the bad things I did over the years. Most especially, I want to thank Tony Toro. Tony Toro is my mentor. Tony was at Longwood before I got there. He is Mr. Track and Field in Suffolk County. As an athlete, he was phenomenal. As a coach, phenomenal. And now as an administrator and innovator of bringing FAT timing and having a website for all our athletes to use. I wouldn't have the career I've had it not been for Tony Toro. Finally, like all of us, I'd like to thank the committee, and I'd actually like to thank Tommy Combs in particular for making the phone call to me. I know Tommy for about 40 years, and it was great getting the news from him. Last, the people who nominated me, Jerry Curley, Kevin McCarthy, my AD at the time, and Steve Borbet from Bayshore. One last thing. Over the years, Newsday has been very supportive of Longwood Track and Field, and I'd like to thank them for covering all the championships that we have won. And again, I am truly humbled, and I'd like to thank everybody. And looking forward to May 12th. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you. And of course, from Joe's mouth to Don Screen, from one Longwood guy to another, Don Webster, longtime athletic director at Longwood, then at Ward Melville, then leading Section 11 as the executive director. He's also an inductee of the Longwood High School Athletic Hall of Fame, and has also impacted thousands and thousands of athletes and coaches over decades of experience. Enjoying retirement now, but we're very excited to get you inducted into our Hall of Fame, and happy to hear what this means to you.
Thanks, Chris. First of all, I'd like to express my thanks to Chris Vaccaro for not only being a part of my selection, but for what he's doing with the Suffolk County Sports Hall of Fame. It has been, and it is, and it continues to grow, and it's an important part of the athletic fabric here in Suffolk County. So many thanks, Chris, for all your efforts and your dedication. I'd also like to thank the Hall of Fame committee. Each and every one of them is a fellow colleague or has been a colleague, and the dedication, the professionalism in each and every one of those people is certainly something that I've had experience with, and I appreciate them considering me for this induction and making it happen. I'd also like to thank my fellow inductees in the classes 2021. I've had the opportunity to work in Section 11s for 36 plus years. So most of the inductees, both present and past, I've seen in some way, shape, or form over the course of the years. And each and every one of you, I can say, is a legend in your own way. in Suffolk County. So congratulations to each of the inductees. To be included in such an esteemed group is a great honor, and join the past inductees in the Hall of Fame is extremely humbling. Like all of us, I'd like to first thank my family for being my foundation. All of us have had to sacrifice so much to accomplish what we have, and without their support, none of us would have been able to get to the levels that we are at today. I'd like to thank my wife, Karen. She's been my rock, been on my side for 37 years. And without her patience, her love, her understanding, certainly I wouldn't have been able to accomplish the things that I did accomplish. Likewise, my two children, Jamie and Jared, they mean the world to me. I'm proud to be able to call them my children and to watch them grow. And I look forward to in the future to see where they go from here. I've been fortunate enough to have been a part of Suffolk County, like I said, for 36 plus years, wearing various, a few different titles in a few different places, whether it was the athletic director at Longwood or Ord Melville, or an assistant or the executive director at Section 11. So many people have contributed to my success and been instrumental in my career. There are too many to single out without leaving someone out, but each of the administrators, fellow athletic directors, coaches, staff, officials, student athletes, and parents, I express my gratitude to them for their support, guidance, and giving me the opportunity to be a part of their lives and the Suffolk County athletic experience. We're only as good as people we surround ourselves with, and I've been fortunate enough to have each and every one of these groups support me, and I appreciate their efforts. And people like Joe Reilly, I had the opportunity to work with Joe, and outstanding coach, and there's so many other great, too many to single out and to identify. As I said so many times in my career, I can honestly say that there hasn't been a day that I did not enjoy going to work. There were things I had to do that I didn't want to do when I got there, but there wasn't a day that I didn't. And for me to be able to say that, I certainly something that I am very, very grateful for. Although I would have to say that probably I'm not sure I would want to be sitting in Pete Blyberg or Tommy Combs' position at this point in time. So I'm happy to be retired during this COVID-19. I can only imagine what they're going through, and I can only imagine. It must be very frustrating. Thanks again for the prestigious honor, and it's appreciated and one I will cherish always.
Awesome. Well, congrats to everybody that is inducted on May 12th in the class of 21. We heard from the class of 20 last year, but we'll honor them as well on that same May 12th moment at 7 p.m. It'll be right on facebook.com/SuffolkHOF. Everybody on this call, I'll send you the link so you'll see it. And just really a heartfelt thank you for taking the time to do this, for impacting so many people in your lives as positive examples that everyone will remember in Suffolk County. And yeah, so this is recorded, so we'll put this up just in case anyone wants to watch it, and share it with your friends and family as well. And that's it. So I'll be in touch through email. Thank you everyone who popped on, and congrats. Enjoy the rest of the day and week, and I'll see you soon. Virtually.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.
Chris.
Congratulations, everyone.
Yes, thank you, everybody. It was great.
Good to see everybody.
Congratulations.
Everyone.
Congratulations.
Looking forward to seeing you guys on the 12th.
Yeah, you too.
Yes,
Yep, thank you.
absolutely.
Congratulations. See you guys.
Yes, thank you.
Congratulations.